Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss one possible way that Scream 7 can be saved and be yet another box office smash hit. Now, this idea is one that I have championed and supported for decades now, and I feel just as strongly about it today as I ever have before. Now, as the self-professed conductor of the Stu train, I am, of course, talking about the return of Stu Macher to the Scream franchise as a living character, not a hallucination or a dream or a vision, but a living character. Now, with the current upheaval regarding Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and the impact it has had already on the intended storyline for Scream 7, could this finally be the time that Matthew Lillard returns as Stu Macher? Let's explore that right now. Let's go!
Hello, my name is Tyler McIntyre. I'm the director of It's a Wonderful Knife, and you are watching Craving Something Scary.
So with the recent news that Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera will not be back for Scream 7, it immediately became clear that a new direction would have to take place with the storyline. Now, we did get some leaks probably about a week ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, a week and a half ago, of what the original script was going to be. Brittany Vinyl over on Twitter, Tristan, leaked out some information that came from Critical Overlord, which him and I chatted about a little bit at the time. But the way the story read originally was kind of what I was hoping it would be. I mentioned many times, you can go back and hear it on live streams, I had wanted many times to see this story running with Sydney as the lead and the core four, Sam and Tara, more specifically in the co-lead role. And so you have both stories running like some of these crime dramas on TV where they'll have two murder cases going at the same time, and they follow each one back and forth. And but you always feel like they're both equally the lead story. That's kind of the feeling. So that was what I was hoping for. Well, it turns out when the leaked script came out for 7, that is exactly how it was written. It was written with both of them having their own attack scenes, different parts, of the country, obviously, and that it would all culminate in a return together to fight, to fight Ghostface, the antagonist, whoever it would be, and they would do that at the end together. So anyway, that's what I had hoped to see, and that was what was going to be the script. It was already written for that to happen, but that's all gone away now. So we have to be thinking now, new strategy, new story. What's the approach going to be? Well, I've said many times here on the channel recently, I'm all in on the legacy cast. I think that's what you have to do. I think the way you salvage Scream 7 and make it a huge success is you go all in. You bring back Sidney Prescott, Mark Kincaid, Kirby, Gail. You have the liberty to bring back Judy if you wanted to. And I also proposed that it would be a direct sequel to 4. Therefore, you bring back Dewey as well. And Stu Macher comes back as the final villain to be defeated by Sidney Prescott once and for all. So it was stacked up with like 7 legacy cast members, and that's what the Scream would be. It would feel more like one of the Wes Craven Scream films, where Sidney is the focal point. And so my point of this video, with all that in mind, that's kind of the backdrop, is asking the question, Stu Macher, Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard is gaining back his popularity in the horror circles with Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's doing so well. A whole new generation, younger generation now, of horror fans are being introduced to Matthew Lillard as a person and an actor. So now they're starting to see what he can do, and now they're becoming fans of him as well. So that's awesome news. Great. It's always great to have new folks, new generations begin to learn some of these legacy cast members. And so that's a good thing. And he also signed on for the new Mike Flanagan film, The Life of Chuck, which is based on a Stephen King novella. And he's going to be a part of that cast. So he's starting to get his original roots in horror back again and rolling. And so all of those things are positive plays into going into Scream 7, which at this point, it looks like it'll be filming sometime next year in 2024. We don't know when, but most likely we'll have a 2025 release. If I had to guess, at the very earliest, it would be like October, November, December of 2024, which I think is really aggressive, but it could happen. Christopher Landon is an excellent director, lots of experience, writer and director. So we're in good hands with him. I have no worries about him, his decision making on this regarding getting the film done and in a timely manner. We're in good hands there. So Stu Macher is the question. Like, you could have Sidney back, you could do some of these same things and then leave Stu Macher out. But here's the thing: if you do that, it seems like you are absolutely robbing all the fans that desperately want to see Stu Macher return. And it is a large portion of the fan base. And it's not all the fan base, of course, but it represents a very significant amount of people. And it would, honestly, with Matthew Lillard back, it's going to put people in the theaters. They're going to sell tickets. Once the word gets out, however you do it, if you surprise the fans and they keep it a secret until you actually are watching the movie and it's revealed, well, the minute those first showings are done, and even while the movie is going on for some, there will be posts on social media, articles will be coming out, it'll be flooded. The cat will be out of the bag opening night. So you can either do it that way, or you can just flat out advertise it. You could market it with Stu Macher in the trailer, just to build that extra level of intensity, and you put the visuals with it. Now, visuals are powerful. Visuals are very powerful. The written word's powerful as well, but when you put the visuals and you see him back as Stu Macher in this older state and this, oh my gosh, it's gonna be insanity. So the question comes down to, how important do you think it is for Stu Macher to return to Scream 7 to help save the film from kind of where we're at now and keep it super duper profitable in the box office? I personally think it's important. I'm not going to go so far as to say you must have Stu Macher in this movie or Matthew Lillard back for it to succeed. I'm not saying that. That's too far for me to feel comfortable. But I will say this, that I think it's important that he comes back. And that I think that, you're asking maybe, what effect will that really have? I think it'll be a good effect. I think it'll have a great effect, actually, on the sales. Is it absolutely necessary? No. I think they can make a good movie without Stu Macher. Sidney Prescott needs to be back. I really do believe that. Hoping that they are still negotiating now with her to try to get this deal done. So that's crucial. Definitely don't like the idea of recasting Melissa and Jenna with new folks. I don't think that's a good plan. And I think personally, you kind of just section off those first or Scream 5 and Scream 6 to the side, and you do a direct sequel to Scream 4, and you bring back the legacy, including Stu Macher, and you just cash in everything there on the table and see where it lands you in the box office. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so that's what I'm hoping to see right now. I've calibrated, I've recalibrated, and now I'm back to saying I want a full legacy film for Scream 7. All those characters returning, direct sequel to Scream 4, and that means Dewey is back, and yes, Stu Macher as well. All right, so guys, those are my thoughts on this with Stu Macher. I think that, I want him back. I want to see Matthew Lillard return in this role, and I think it would be tremendous amount of success with Stu Macher. But I want to know, what do you think about the idea of Stu Macher returning as a character in Scream 7 to have a big final showdown with Sidney Prescott and get to see all the insanity he is causing with the cult of Ghostface? So what are your thoughts? Leave them right now in the comments section below. Your ideas, your thoughts, any theories you may have on this idea. I'd love to hear and read what you're thinking. And remember, as I always say, you have a voice. This is your chance to use it. But if you don't leave a comment, no one can read your mind. So let us know. Let me know. Let your fellow Scream fans know here in the community. What are you thinking? Let's talk about it in the comment section below, and we can start having some engagement there. Well, guys, that's going to be all for this update. I'll be back soon, though, with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.